Well, hello, my wonderful hive, and welcome to my pre recorded video that I'm kind of mad that I'm ending up having to make. But here I am, and let's get this started, shall we?
Walking the streets like a model, leading the way and they follow. I'm turning it up, burn it up like a sauna, and I'm gonna be who I wanna. Freaking the bad like I'm Crystal, breaking the mood like an idol. I'm turning it up, burn it up like a sauna, and I'm gonna be who I wanna. She gon' be that chick. All about that grind, cause I wanna be that chick. All about that grind, cause I wanna be that chick. All about that grind, cause I wanna be that. I want moves like whoa, hella style, confidence. I want swag like hey, slaying in every way. I'm working all day, I'm not, don't need no help. I'ma be just fine. I'm all about that grind, cause I wanna be that chick. 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 I wanna be that chick.
You ain't no damn body.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
Another little pissant nobody who is trying to make a damn name for themselves.
But you have heard of me.
No, I'm the bee, like from nature.
Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The royal hostess with the mostest. The queen bee with the money, honey.
B+.
That's right. And it's time you all bow to the real Queen Bee.
You're stealing all the bees just because you're jealous?
No, that's just a bonus. My actual plan is to capture all the queens. Their hives will then have no choice but to follow me.
All right, sorry guys, I couldn't resist. I wanted to play my new intro for all of you. I've been working on it for a little bit, and I haven't had the opportunity to use it. And of course, in true fashion, I have to plug my laptop in as soon as I sat down. So, fortunately, I think it's right here. Yeah. Okay, I didn't even need to get up. Hold on. Wait. This is very unprofessional of me. Oh, right. It's on the other side of the laptop. Right. Okay. Kind of used to the other one I've been using. Oh, my God. Guys, I am struggling. Okay. That was embarrassing. Okay, guys. So, I did have a live scheduled, but for whatever reason, my internet it's not working. And I'm not even sure if it's going to let me upload this. I'm going to try to do it through a hotspot. For what I want to do with this live that I have scheduled, I need the internet and I need to do it from my laptop. Like I cannot do it from my phone. It will not do it justice. I will not be able to share all of the stuff that I need to share with you guys. So I figured I would actually take this as an opportunity to address a couple things that I was going to spend the beginning part of my live doing, but I'm going to do it now because I need to get it out of the way. And I've been thinking about the best way to do it because, honestly, it's something that I've put a lot of thought into. And I'm really hoping that people can have an open mind here, right? So I think let's hop right into it then. So I think that people, I've been around under this name right here. I've been in this community for about a year under this particular name, little under a year. And I think through that time, a lot of you have gotten to know me, whether it be on my own channel, on somebody else's, in chats. And I think most of you, if not all of you, I'm hoping all of you, but, let's be realistic here, can vouch for my character here. You guys know what I'm about. You guys know that I have a big heart. You guys know that I'm coming from a good place. You guys know that I'm not out here trying to be vindictive and sneaky and any of those things. You guys know that I'm a good person and that I'm not on here trying to, have drama and issues with people that I don't wish to have drama and issues with. But, that being said, I'm hoping that people can keep that in mind going forward. So, because I am who I am. I am me. I'm a good person. And I am responsible for my own actions and my own actions only. And I think that all of the actions that I've put forward so far are not ones that people can be questioning, that I've been I don't know. You guys know what I'm trying to say, I think. So what I need to address here, and she knows I'm addressing it. I've spoken to her privately about it, but it needs to be addressed on here because I'm going to make something clear. And I thought about it and I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I already don't have a lot of mods, right? And when, these shifts in politics take place here on YouTube, this is not the first time that it has put me in a weird position, especially with concerning mods. Now, I haven't really been on YouTube much, so excuse me if I don't get these facts right. I'm going to do my very best. But I believe it was last week or maybe the week prior, one of my mods, Rodigal, there were some issues that stemmed from a comment that she had made, and some people were upset by that, and I think she said she apologized and that she acknowledged that she was in the wrong there. And then I saw a couple of videos popping up and whatever. So I was like, okay, like, I don't know really what's going on here. Now, I want to make something really clear, okay? Rodigal is a friend of mine, not just on here. Rodigal is a friend of mine in real life, like in the real world. And she and I don't always agree on just about anything sometimes. But, and it's been like that for a long time. But here's the deal, guys. So she supports people that I don't support. And I support people that she doesn't support. But you want to, but we connect on other levels, right? And we don't talk about those people. And she's actually very respectful of those boundaries. In fact, she's way more respectful of those boundaries than I am. Sometimes I will kind of be going off on this rant or tangent about somebody that she supports. And she has to remind me that, like, we're not doing that. And it's true. Like, if I don't like somebody, if she doesn't like somebody and I like that person, we just don't discuss that person. That's not what our friendship's based around. And vice versa. Like, she supports people that I don't. So we just don't talk about that person. And I know that there were some feathers ruffled by what went on. And like I said, she did apologize, but I'm also not responsible for, how she sees things, right? So if she has an opinion on somebody, she has an opinion on somebody. She's allowed to have that opinion. She's allowed to think what she wants, and she respects the fact that I think how I want. And because she's a friend in real life, that I'm not just going to throw out a friendship, especially one in the real world, because of YouTube stuff. You know what I mean? That's stupid. And I think many of you, if you like stop to think about it, you guys know what I'm saying. And my mods respect me enough. So when they are modding for me in my chat, they go by my rules. This is my chat, my channel, and these are my rules. And they know what I stand for and who I support. And they act accordingly. Now, what they do outside of my chat is their business. That's not my business. I'm not like a dictatorship over here. I'm not going to be over here telling people who they can and can't support, like my mods. They can do what they want. I get that they represent my channel. And Rodigal felt really bad about that. She actually immediately came to me and was like, I am so sorry. This is going to be, this is going to be something. What the hell? Oh, don't you tempt me. Oh, I want to so bad, guys. I'm sorry. I just got a message from my birth mom, actually. And, I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted to take her up on this offer. Okay. I'm not going to think about it. Focused on life. But she realized that puts me in a weird position because, because that's like pretty, like, if you're not familiar with it, I'm really not going to rehash it. Pretty sure there are a couple videos floating around. I think I saw that Juror had done a video, and I'm not saying that, people can't talk about it. That's not what I'm saying here. So, but I want to make it clear. I'm trying to tell you from my point of view. So Rodigal felt really bad because she knows that, like, she represents my channel. But at that being said, I've made it very clear to my mods that they can support whoever they want. As long as when they are with me on my chat, they mod the way that I would, expect them to. That's really all I ask. And I'm not going to get mad about who she supports. That's stupid. She doesn't like people I support. It doesn't matter. We can agree to disagree and we just don't talk about those people. That's just how it is. But so I just want to make that clear though, is that it is not fair to me to have to switch out my mods every time there's some shift of what, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to put my channel on hold because of other people's issues. I don't have issues here. This is not me. I am not the enemy of anybody here. Like, that is not what I'm about. And I hope that they know that, but if they don't, then, you know, we'll cross that bridge and it is what it is. But, you know, I haven't come on here and spoken publicly about, talking shit about anybody, like publicly or privately for that matter recently. Like, I'm not out there doing that stuff. And I'm obviously not going to like jump on any hate brigades or whatever. That's not what I'm into. Like, you know, if I consider you a friend and I like you, you know, you can trust that I'm not going to, flip flop and all of a sudden hate your guts and be talking shit about you everywhere that I go. That's not going to happen. I'm also not going to participate in it in anybody else's chat. That's not going to happen. You're not going to see that. I challenge you to find a time that I've done that at all, like really in the majority of the time that I've been here. And I mean that. I mean that with all my heart. Now, I will also say, though, is that, you know, my issues with other people, you know, I don't expect other people to have an issue with people because I have an issue with people. Now, I would like that in return as well. I would like to be able to have, you know, be friendly with people and not have to worry about the fact that somebody else isn't friendly with them. I'm my own person. So I don't ask that of anybody, and I would appreciate it if people could respect that and not ask that of me, because that's not fair. It's not fair. And I'm very passionate about this. I'm really trying not to be, but you know, I've put a lot of thought into it, and you know, all I want for my channel is I want to do what I want to do my thing on here. I have topics that I want to cover and that I want to talk about that I know you guys are interested in, but it's not a part of the drama that's like currently going on. I'm not interested. I'm not interested because it doesn't involve me at all. It doesn't involve me. And I don't want it to involve me. I'm not going to insert myself into it. And I just kind of want to continue on doing what I'm doing, which is basically debunking Natasha. And we're going to go over all of these things that she's saying that just are not true. They're just not true. And I wanted to go over because her whole thing is she's starting to sound like a series of unfortunate events. And now she's switching it up a little. But we're going to go into that on my next live because I want to show you guys some videos of stuff. I'm also going to be covering some other scammers that have visited, you know, this orbit, this solar system of channels. And we're going to discuss the stuff that they've done in great detail. And, you know, it may be in the future, if there's something I need to be a part of, then maybe I will. But for the time being, I want to focus on the projects that I've been working on that I'm excited to share with you guys. And I quite honestly am just exhausted of some of the stuff that's going on, and I just can't worry about it. I can't. It's not healthy for me. It's not healthy, you know. Well, and I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't, right? So, like I said, I think people have gotten to know me, and they know what I'm about, and they know that I'm not out here trying to, you know, be anything but what I'm trying to say to you guys here. Like, you guys know me well enough to know that my intentions are not anything horrible. And I hope that you guys can see that in me. You know, you're not going to see me out there talking shit about anybody. It's just not going to happen. I'm just not going to participate in it myself. And I hope people can be respectful of that. Now, I do have a lot, like I said, I have topics that I want to cover, and I have a lot of stuff with Natasha that I've been putting together. And boy, have I put together some stuff for you. We're still going to go over some analytics. We're going to go over the series of unfortunate events that seem to happen to her. And we're going to talk about some theories that we have because I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And one thing that I've been hearing a lot in this, you know, community in general is, you know, she's saying, somebody commented on my community post where I said that I'm not, you know, kind of curious as to what kind of PI is looking under the porch. And they were like, well, she never said it was the PI. That really, though? Because, you know, maybe she didn't say those words. Maybe she didn't say the guy who was it was the PI. Okay, she doesn't, but that doesn't change the fact that that's the message that was communicated. Listen to the big picture there. At no point she's talking about the PI. And then she's talking about this guy that's looking under her porch. And she's talking about the fact that somebody knew about a PI. So, really, what's the message being communicated there? Can someone tell me? Because maybe you didn't say those exact words, but that doesn't mean that you didn't communicate that message. I'm tired of hearing that. And I hear it a lot. Everyone's like, deniable, culpability or whatever. They're like, well, I didn't say that directly. No, you don't have to. There's many different ways to say a certain message, and it's heavily implied. And I'm not really sure why people don't seem to understand that or acknowledge it at all, for that matter. And there's a lot of stuff that I've been kind of frustrated about. And, I pick my battles, but yeah, I have a lot, to go into with that. I'm interested in knowing what you guys think about what's really going on there, or, because I'm not buying it, guys. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying the PI story. I'm not buying somebody's, taking pictures of her house that's like something sinister. I'm not buying any of that crap. I just like I didn't buy the fact that she said her door was kicked in. Where's the pictures of that, Natasha? Because don't tell me that's not the first thing you would do. Because if someone did that to me, I'm going to take pictures of the damages. Where's that? I don't recall seeing that. And I have some suspicions about some stuff that's been kind of going on, and I'm waiting to see how it plays out before I speak on it. But I've actually been branching out and listening to some different creators, some ones that I don't necessarily like, but I'm interested in their side of the story. I'm interested in what they have to say. And one of these, who I will be showing some of her videos when I do this actual, some of the stuff she's saying makes sense. I don't like her, but some of the stuff she's saying makes sense. And it was like an aha moment. I'm like, oh shit, that is what's happening. I think she's right. And I think that's probably the only thing we agree with each other on. And you'll see who that is when I do this live. Because staring at this computer is giving me a headache too. Oh my God. And I'm exhausted. And I've been dealing with a lot, like personally. And my absence from YouTube, a lot of that also is the fact that I'm like trying to keep my head above water, and YouTube is not my priority in life. YouTube is something that I do for fun. I have a lot of obligations outside of this where, if I'm not, I can't focus on YouTube all the time. It would eat me alive. But it is interesting to see how things play out. And I just want to make it clear, though, is that, if other people, if my issue, and I want to make it also very clear, I would never ask this of anybody. Never, 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 never. I might have feelings about it, but that's also a me thing. And I can, have feelings about something and keep my mouth shut about it. But I would never ask somebody who, to keep people, away from, not interact with people that have hurt me personally, because just because I haven't come on here and talked about it, guys, there are people that have hurt me very deeply personally on here, very, very deeply. And I'm not going to hold it against other people when I see them interacting, even though, I do have feelings about it, but I would never impose that on somebody else. So if you have an issue with somebody else, please do not imply that onto me. If I don't have an issue with somebody, I don't have an issue with them. So please do not come at me like I'm doing something wrong by interacting. That's not fair. That's not fair. Not only would I never ask somebody else to do that, nobody else would do it for me. So why is it any different for me? And I just really hope people can hear what I'm saying and really think about it. Even if you don't publicly say you agree with me or you see it my way, that's fine. Just think about it privately. Because going forward, this is what I need to do. I can't put my channel on hold and switch out mods and stuff. I'm not asking my mods. So when you're in my chat, yes, Rody Gal is a mod of mine, and that's not going to change. That's not going to change. If we disagree about people, we're just not going to talk about them with each other. That's it. That's what we're doing here. And that's really been the case since the get-go. Like, we really don't talk about those things. So it's not like, either one of us is talking shit about somebody we support behind the scenes. That's not happening. And she can support whoever she likes. Same with Michelle. And while they're in my chat, they are respectful enough that they will mod the way that I see things while they're modding for me. But outside of here, they are free to do whatever they'd like to do and be part of whatever chat they want to be part of and support whatever creator. And that's not for me to judge. I mean, I certainly have feelings about some of it. And I think they know that, but like, it's fine. Like, I support people that I support people they don't like. So, it is what it is. But while they're in here, like, I'm asking you guys to also be respectful of that. So I know, like, there might be people in my chat that you don't care for. There's a block button. So, I mean, because I can't keep up with everybody's likes and dislikes all the time. Like, I can't do that. And I want to support the people that I want to support, quite frankly, without fear about how it's going to impact my channel, like from a political standpoint. Because I'm never going to win that way. I'm never going to win either way. Like, there's going to be consequences for whatever you choose to do. But I can just be myself. That's all I can do. If that makes me the enemy, then so be it. I guess I'm the enemy, but you're still not going to see me talking shit about the people that I like. You're just not going to see it. And I'm not going to participate in any channels or discussions where that is being done. I don't do that. I don't just, turn on my friends like that. And that goes for everybody though, including Rodigale. And why are my dogs barking? Excuse me. Rude. Molly, it's crate time, honey. Crate time. Crate time. All right. So usually they should be quiet. They're usually very good in their crates. That's weird. There's like nobody here. But I really wanted to clear that up before we go forward here. And yeah. And it's because it's been weighing on my mind greatly. But like I said, if I can't do what I want to do for you guys with the live that I have planned, I can't do it from my phone. I'd have to do it on my laptop because I have a lot of videos put together for you to show, and we're going to discuss it. I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to do my commentary, and then we're going to discuss it because I'm really interested in knowing what you guys think. Really interested. Because I think there's a lot going on with, you'll see, because the topic is, it's, Natasha's series of unfortunate events, because that's what it's starting to sound like. I think that she's also proven a couple things that I had suspected, and I don't know if she let it slip by accident or what, but here she is. We have that video that I posted last week of her saying that you can't just sue somebody with no proof, and there's no proof that anybody's done anything. So what are your attorneys for, Natasha? This doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. I mean, I haven't believed it from the start, and neither has anybody else, but, that isn't part of your little bubble. But over here, we certainly haven't been buying into that. And I have some thoughts, guys. I have some thoughts. So I have some videos of that. Like I said, there is a creator who is going to be a mystery creator for now, but I will be showing some of her videos. I don't like her, but she has some good points about, well, you'll see. But I want to know what you guys think, and she actually makes sense. So, I had been thinking some of this stuff, but to hear somebody else say it, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm onto something here, because that sounds right. She actually pointed out some things that I hadn't even thought of, some possibilities. And now that I'm looking at it, and I've kind of been off of here for a little bit, I'm seeing stuff that I guess I was too in the middle of things to notice before, but I'm certainly noticing it now. And I can't be quiet about it anymore. I'm just going to say it how it is. That's it. That's all I can do. The other topic I really wanted to talk about with you guys, and I'd be lying if I said there's no wrong answer for me, because I do feel very strongly one way about this, but I also acknowledge the fact that there are other people who feel very strongly the other way, and I'm open to having a discussion about that, because it's actually a topic very, very suitable for stuff that goes on in this community, and I'm curious. I want to know what you guys think, genuinely. So I'm talking about like the true crime stuff, and I know that there's a lot of people talking about the Kylie Rodney case, but I want to know what you guys think is going too far. So the family, and we're going to play that video of her mother's statement asking people to stop with this speculating and these conspiracy theories and to just let it be. And we're going to watch that video. We're going to watch her whole statement. It's very emotional. It's really sad. But you know, here she is saying these words, just saying, let it rest, leave the other kids alone. Like, you know, they're not, just leave it alone. And yet there's a lot of people who don't feel that they need to do that. So I'm really curious as to whether, in your opinion, the family's wishes are, you know, do those matter? Or do you feel that if you feel there's like a conspiracy theory that it's okay to discuss that? I'm just curious. And I know that makes it sound like I feel strongly one way, and I do. But I'm also understanding that there are people who think that they're helping by, and I'm not talking about beforehand. So before with the case, you know, whatever, you know, people discuss true crime cases. But when the family steps in and says, please stop, does that make a difference? Because to me, it does. To me, it does. Because I see a lot of times when these cases kind of get really popular, people really dig their heels in and try to find anything and everything to talk about it just so they can continue on with these lives. And I'm going to say a lot more about that. And I'm just going to tell you the God honest truth about what I think about that. And I know it's not going to make some people happy, and that's fine, because I do feel very strongly about this, like I said. But I'm also open to hearing why you guys or if anybody, you know what I mean? I'm not saying you guys as a whole, but like, you know, those of you who do disagree with me, I'm curious as to know why, because maybe it'll make sense to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, in my mind, it doesn't make sense, but I would appreciate it being, because I know good people who think it's like, okay, and I just want to know their reasoning. And I don't mean that as like a diss. There are some people I mean it as that, but not everybody. I think a lot of people have good intentions. Some people I don't think have good intentions. And quite honestly, guys, that case didn't draw me in. In fact, I really just saw it as it is what it is. And it's, you know, I'm not really sure, because I've been trying, you know, prior to the family asking for it to stop. I was trying to figure out why people are seeing it from a different angle, and I am having a very hard time doing that. And I'm usually really open-minded, and I am a huge conspiracy theorist. If there is something to be, you know, skeptical about, I will find it. And this case, and so I'm curious to know what you guys think about that too. About what's drawing you to this case, if this is something that you've been really interested in. You know, so far when it comes to YouTube, the only cases that I've really felt passionate about have been the Watts case and the Petito case, but I haven't been on YouTube for true crime. You know, and I know that a lot of people were really involved with the Summer Wells case. That wasn't one that I really followed. And not because I don't like care. I do care. It's just, and I really want to discuss this, guys. And I've mentioned this months ago. Are YouTubers really helping or hurting? Now, I understand that there are instances of YouTubers really helping. I get that. But there are a lot of YouTubers who are not helping at all and get involved and cause issues. And I think we all see that too. So there's two sides of a coin. There are some YouTubers that make a great deal of difference. Look at Red, White, and Bethune with the Petito case. That was incredible what they did. You know, they probably would not have found her body without them. That is an instance of YouTubers helping. But there's a lot. There's, you know, we're not going to go into any names, but there are some people that like to exploit things. Natasha, with the Petito case. So, you know, it can be done right, but it can also be very easily exploited with tragedy pimping. And I see that happening now with this case. And now that the mother has asked it to stop, and we will watch the entire video, because maybe some of you haven't seen it, I would like to know what you guys think. Because as far as I'm concerned, if the family says stop, let her rest, that is what I'm going to do. No matter what. No matter what, the family's wishes should come first. That's their loved one. That's their loved one. That's how I feel. You know, sorry, not sorry. But yeah, like, I hadn't seen anybody really talking about it from that angle. But that her mother's statement came up in my recommended. because I had been clicking on some videos here and there trying to figure out like what was so interesting about this case that people were so invested in like looking at these conspiracy theories. I was trying to figure out like what the angle was that they were, looking at there, and I really was struggling to find any. Um but that came up and I watched it and I was like, "Oh my god, like she literally is saying stop doing what all of these people that are also coming up in my newsfeed are doing." Like to a T. And maybe they haven't seen these videos, or maybe they're just choosing to, you know what I mean? Like, if there's a good reason, please let me know. Because I'm all for speculating. I'm all for deep diving these cases. I don't have a problem with that until the family says something, in which case, then I do. But we can talk about that too. And we can talk about, I might have some unpopular opinions there, but I do want to discuss that topic because I think that's really interesting. Because I know there's a great deal of people that have different opinions with that. I've seen both people mention both ways. We're going to talk about Natasha. We're going to look at some analytics. Because imagine being that sad that you're buying subs and views just to prove something to what? Your community? Who are you proving it to? Honestly. I'm going to address some of the haters that still find it necessary to bother me. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. The only time, I mean, at this point, I've lashed out. So you can hold that against me if you want, because that's my own actions, my own behavior. But I didn't do anything to warrant getting that in the first place. And I still get it. It's unbelievable. And I get that that's part of the game on YouTube, but like, it's getting increasingly low. It's getting pretty bad. The fact that there's one particular person who thinks it's appropriate to write obsessive messages about my birth mom who's dying, that's really, really horrible. Because I'm a strong person and I can see it for what it is, it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. That doesn't mean it doesn't bother me. It doesn't mean that maybe I was having a good day and I wasn't thinking about that. I was trying to, because that's really been weighing on me lately. Is that, and I had to leave and I didn't want to leave. I want to be there with her. And I don't want to cry, but like, hold on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. I don't want to cry. But it was hard for me to. It was hard for me to leave Texas. It was really hard. Oh God. Oh my God. I need like. Oh. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry. So I can't help it sometimes. Like, I just cry, and I can't help it, and I can't talk because I get this lump in my throat. But I didn't want to leave. And since I've been home, I have been doing everything I can to try to be happy. And it's been difficult for me. It's been difficult. Like, I struggle with depression. And seasonal depression, it gets a lot worse. And I had a lot of trauma in my life, in September, that I've carried with me. And it's not so much like I'm haunted by memories per se, but it's just this feeling of just this dread and this just feeling uncomfortable in my own skin and disgusted because of things that happened to me as a child that I've carried, you know what I mean? And this isn't to go into that. We don't need to talk about that. It'll be used against me anyways. And that's whatever. It is, whatever. If anybody, I don't get that. Then you have your people like Lufa, who I've never mentioned anything about any of the things that she's like going on and on about. I've never heard anybody make fun of her for any of those reasons. Never. I have not heard one person make fun of her for the reasons that she's claiming that people are saying, and I've never heard it. Never. So I'm not really sure where that's coming from, but I certainly, I might be, a little bit mean sometimes, but I certainly know better than to come on here and judge somebody and make fun of a disability. That's not something I'm going to do ever. I know better than that. I was raised better than that. So I'm not really sure where that's coming from. That's really not in my character. But I don't know. Maybe in her head, she genuinely believes that people are doing this to her. And I don't know what to say about that. But there are some things that have happened recently that have made me question my own stuff on YouTube, and it just I haven't come on here and talk about it because I don't want to give people any satisfaction, first of all, and let them know that this has happened to me. But I don't know. Some stuff I just don't feel is necessary. It doesn't have to be public. This particular thing, I've told a couple people privately about what the going real life on me, to the point where it is affecting my real life. I haven't always had the best relationship with my parents, my adoptive parents. I gave them hell. Like, I was a very rebellious teenager. I've had many struggles into adulthood that have really put a strain on our relationship. And only over the past 5 or 6 years have I really been making an effort to repair that. Because it means a lot to me to have those connections. There's no room, I'm not that same person. I don't know who that person was 5 years ago, but that's not me. That's not me. And I want to have that kind of, adult relationship. It's important to me. So, for somebody to throw a monkey wrench into that because of things that aren't even happening is upsetting. It's upsetting. And they got their wish. This person was very angry with me. Because I did. I have not, there was one particular live where I was just really angry because I'd had enough of this harassment. And apparently that was what was shown, and I really considered not coming back on. Because the last thing I want is for somebody to be disappointed with me. And I apologized for it, publicly, and I said, that's really not common for me. But if you're going to push me and you're going to call me all sorts of names, if you're going to harass me day after day after day after day, all day long for things I didn't do, there's only so much I can take. I'm a human being. I'd like to see many people try to deal with that. And, I know that I just don't come on here and talk about it because it's not even worth it. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. There's nothing I can do to stop it. And I just don't look at it at this point. I just don't look at it. It's pointless. It just makes me feel bad. And I certainly don't do that to anybody else. And that's the thing. It's like I'm suddenly held to these standards and these rules that don't apply to other people. I don't like that. That's not okay. That's not fair. And I get it, life's not fair, but in this instance, this is my channel, my rules, and life is going to be fair for me on here. I haven't done anything wrong. I don't intend to do anything wrong. I'm a good person. I have a big heart, and friendship means a lot to me. I'm not a flip-flopper. I don't do that. I don't do that. If I don't like somebody, nothing is going to change that. If you have hurt me deeply, personally, no shift in politics on here is going to change that. Sorry. It's just not. My liking and disliking of people doesn't just change on the drop of a dime. That's not how it goes. In fact, there are some people on here that I'll never like. Never. 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 I don't want to have a conversation about it. I don't like them. And the difference, though, is that you're not going to see me going after them. But I'm not going to it is what it is. It is what it is. And there's a lot of stuff that people don't know. I want to make that very clear, too. And these are things that I have no desire to bring public, because I've noticed that when people bring stuff like this public, it just ends up making them look bad. And I think this is one of those things. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff people don't know, because I'm really not a public person. I don't come on here and have to tell you guys every single little thing that happens to me that's YouTube related. I just don't find that necessary. But if people did know, I like to think it would, make them look at things a little bit differently, but the reality is it probably wouldn't. And that's fine. It wouldn't make them see things differently publicly anyways. I want to make that clear. There's also a difference, which is really sad that there is a difference, but there is. And I get it because I'm one of those people. I have also done that. And yeah, but I'm not going to put my channel on hold because of YouTube politics that I have nothing to do with. I'm just not going to. And if that's a problem for you and you have an issue with that, then I'm sorry to see you go because I really enjoy everybody that comes to my channel. But I'd really like you to think about this. Like, take a step back and think about it. Put yourself in my shoes and ask yourself how that's fair to me. Ask yourself how that's fair to me. Because it's not. And, my friendships, especially my real life friendships, I know Rody Gal in real life, in the real world. And I'm not going to just be like, I'm sorry, I'm not friends with you anymore because you don't like somebody that I like. Like, no. And we just don't talk about those people. That's just how it is. And I don't really see what's so wrong with that. But while she's in here, there's going to be my mods respect me. They're not going to go after anybody while they're in my chat. They share my values and I can vouch for I don't really surround myself with like shitty people. Usually I have a pretty good radar for that. But having a different opinion from me does not make somebody a shitty person. It just makes them a human being with a brain of their own. And I respect that. I might not always like it. I'm telling you, I'd be lying if I said seeing my mods in certain chats has not bothered me in the past, because it absolutely has. It absolutely has. But then I think to myself, who am I to tell them where they can and can't go, or who they can and can't support? Because at first, I even was saying there were certain names that I was kind of implying that with. And then I thought to myself, that's not fair. I can't do that to people. So, in fact, I feel like I'm being manipulative by even saying that I would have feelings about it. Because I feel like that's another instance of me communicating a message without saying it directly. You guys see what I'm throwing down here? You guys picking up what I'm throwing down? There's more than one way to say a message. And what I just did there was heavily implied. But they know they know. We talked about this privately. They know that I'm not going to judge them and stop being friends with them and completely discard them because, they're Dorothy's chat. That's fine. If they want to be in Dorothy's chat, then they can be in Dorothy's chat. They can support Dorothy for all I care. Honestly, do I have feelings? Yeah, that, I'm not the biggest fan. But at the same time, I like people and I support people that, they might not like, or don't like. And I don't know what to tell people. And I feel like I'm just rambling at this point here, but like I said, I've kind of posted about a couple projects that I've been working on. And I'm putting my heart and soul into these projects and covering these things for you because I think that it's really interesting. And I've seen, though, that now that I've brought it up, there's a couple people that have talked about it, and that's fine. That's fine because the people that I've seen talk about it are how do I say it? Their recollection of what happened isn't what I'm seeing to be the truth per se. And I know I'm being kind of cryptic with that, but I'm talking about the J Bells situation because that whole story is, I'm blown away by the depths that this woman went to fake her entire existence. This woman faked her husband, her fake husband. First of all, the husband was fake. She faked her fake husband's death. She faked being pregnant and then faked the baby, the non-existent baby dying. All for it was just all this emotional manipulation, and this was all happening on Mommy Ramblings. And the whole community, there were red flags, but when it comes to stuff like that, she even put a pillow under her shirt to pretend that she was pregnant. and then the baby died, and then she had cancer, like a brain tumor, and then there was like, it was one thing after another, and it was all lies. Every single part of it was lies. And who lies about stuff like that? Who lies about that? Like, that is unbelievable. Like, what I want to know is, like, the Ramblers sent her, like, baby shower gifts for a baby that didn't exist. What did she do with those? She was also texting with Carolyn as multiple different people with, like, a voice changer, and it was insane. And I want to tell that story the best I can, because I want people to know that there are people like this in communities. And there's no doubt in my mind that this woman is probably doing this to another community right now under a different name, and we would never know. And people need to, this is a very generous community. People need to keep their guard up. There are people that fabricate their entire existence and take advantage of people. And I'm not okay with that, because I care about you guys. And I don't like the fact that there are people that prey on the generosity of this community. I don't like that. So I need to point these things out, because a lot of people haven't heard of this. Because, like, when you hear somebody with a tragic story like that, like, you're anybody who has, like, this big bleeding heart like I do, you don't question it. You're like, oh my God, that's tragic. Like, your newborn just died. Like, oh my God. Like, you don't question stuff like that. At least I don't usually. That's not my first reaction anyway. Like, if I start to see red flags, I might start to think it in the back of my mind, but it's definitely not my first reaction. Because what do you say to that? Like, what do you say to that? That's horrible. And then, to have all those things, it's crazy, guys. And I want to do it justice by sharing what I've learned about it. And kind of let you guys, see for yourselves, like, that this really happened. And these people walk among us, for lack of a better word or phrase, rather. And it's scary stuff, guys. It's scary stuff. So I want to go over that. That's another one that I'm going to be covering. But I have a couple other things up my sleeve that I've been working on that I'm excited to share with you all. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to come on here and say. I wanted to clear that stuff up that I just mentioned. And if you guys have any questions, well, you know what? It is what it is. If you have an issue with it, like, if you want to come to me privately, that's fine. Because I have a couple people in mind that I think might have an issue with that. And it's upsetting because these are people I really like. But at the same time, I need to do my own thing here. This is what I need to do for my channel and myself. And I'm not doing anything wrong. So I'm hoping that in time people will kind of have an open mind about this. And kind of, recognize the fact that I'm not the enemy here. I just don't want to be a part of certain things. And I don't need to, I already explained it, guys. Yeah. But I wanted to clear that up first and foremostly, because I was going to go live, but my internet's not working. It's still not working. So I'll probably have to upload this tomorrow. But I didn't want people to come in and see my mods and be like, excuse me, when I already know about the situation. I know about it. I've discussed it with this person privately. This person is a friend of mine in real life, and I'm not going to just throw her under the bus and discard her because of a disagreement of what we, artistic differences, so to speak. I can agree to disagree as long as I'm not doing it. That's all that should matter. Judge me by my actions. That's fine. And Rody Gal's taking accountability for it. She said she was in the wrong. And she apologized. So I was hoping people could, we could move past it, and if you want to call her out elsewhere, have at it. I'm sure she recognizes that some people might have things to say about it, but not in my chat. Not in my chat. I know what happened. She took accountability for it. She said she was wrong. She said she made a mistake and that she shouldn't have said what she did. And that's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear. Because I don't actually go to the chats that she's, that she goes, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not over there watching. I certainly don't watch Dorothy or, anything like that. So, if, yeah. Um, so I'm not going to see it. So judge me by my actions, judge them by theirs if you must, but also recognize that people are allowed to have an opinion that differs from yours and like people that you don't like and vice versa. So I know that we can all be adults on here and think about it with open minds. Yeah. And the fact that I even have to adjust this is like, it's been weighing heavily on me. It truly has. But this is what I need to do, and for me, this is the right decision going forward. So hopefully people can still rock with it, but if you can't, what the hell was that? What the hell? Guys, I don't know what that just was, but that didn't look right. I don't know if there's something wrong with my lamp. And what? Okay. Either that or I'm losing my mind, guys. Which is entirely possible. I'm tired. I've been staring at this screen for a long time. I'm starting to get a headache. I'm probably dehydrated. But I definitely... Oh, yeah, I put food in the microwave, didn't I? Gotta go eat my dinner. But I will see you guys tomorrow. God willing, my internet is back up and running. And we will do what I had planned for tonight because I cannot do it from my phone. I consider doing it from my phone, but I can't because I have videos set up and ready to go on my laptop to show you because I need a visual aid to my... Because I have a lot to say, Natasha. I have lots to say, and just because I haven't been talking lately does not mean that I haven't been like making a little list and getting some clips here and there. We're going to talk about it. I have some thoughts. I have thoughts, guys. But I hope everybody has a wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow. I would say come hell or high water, but if the internet's not working, then I really can't do anything about it. But yep, I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Truly, 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 truly do. If I didn't care about you guys, if I didn't truly appreciate you, I wouldn't care about any of this. I wouldn't come on here and address it at all. I would just do it. But because I care about what you guys think, because I care about how you guys see me because I hate seeing people go for things that I don't think are, the right impression. And, I don't know, maybe a miscommunication. I'm not sure, but it sucks because I've seen it happen and I've lost some people that I really enjoy talking to because of things in the past. And I think that's been what's like kind of made me hesitant here, but this is what I got to do. I got to do what I got to do, guys. So if you can rock with it, that's wonderful. I love it. Be part of the hive. But if you can't, I understand. But I will see you guys very, very soon.